Coming to the next segment of our conversation, you've spoken a lot about how technology has changed the way lending is happening. I just want to understand that you've branded yourself as a digital first NBFC. What does that mean when you say digital first? What all technology comes into play for you?
So one, we removed a paper-based sanctioning model.
Correct.
Again, I'm qualifying. It's not that we are the only one who are doing. There are a lot many NBFC who do that. But we twisted or tweaked few of the requirements. So we eliminated paper-based sanctioning. Otherwise, if you remember in old days, the way Aadhaar ka Xerox de do, ration card ka Xerox, property paper ka Xerox, and then there used to be noting on that. Then we are making CAM, credit appraiser memo, where we are adding so many details about the borrower there. That all has gone there. We start with a 600 rupees, and that also no cash. It has to be only wallet transfer or a bank-to-bank transfer.
Okay.
So my team is not authorized to deal in cash at all. So whether for processing a loan, whether for sanctioning or a disbursement of a loan, or even the EMI collection, everything is through the system there. So we start with taking his scan copy of his Aadhaar card, collect 600 rupees, scan copy, and in 30 minutes we'll be able to tell him possible hai, loan possible hai, nahi hai. So technology has changed the way even customer is looking at. There are a lot many NBFC, they charge a very high amount from a customer and tell him, I will tell you loan is possible or not tomorrow. Whereas I tell in 600 rupees, across the table in 30 minutes, ki, sorry sir, ye is property ke against mein loan milega nahi. So second, there used to be a requirement of bank statement. Almost still 45-50% of the customers are doing banking. So in old days, we used to collect statement.
Correct.
Or see his passbook. Kitna debit hai, kitna credit hai. But now with the account aggregator, with an OTP, I'm able to get that customer ka all his bank account, last 12 month ka bank statement in 1 minute time. Okay. With an analysis ki how many times he has done cash withdrawal, how many times he's playing on the so-called rummy.com or dream11.com there. And then we are able to take credit call depending on the type of withdrawal or his banking pattern. So technology is playing an important role in the whole sanctioning process there.
One is that technology is helping you take faster decisions. Second is using technology to make the journey easier for the consumer. So today, generative AI is something everybody's talking about. Do you also have things like bots who speak in different languages to give them the answers that they're looking for? Or is there still very strong human advisory interventions?
No, in that category, he still prefer a personal interaction either on phone or through a call center. So we got a call center. They talk to them, talk in their language. So we have not, that category has still not gone to that bot or that IVR model of answering. But call center plays an important role. One more thing, technology as in old days, when there was a loan disbursement, they used to wait, 5:30 baje band ho jayega, uske pehle check collect karna.
Correct.
Today, there's nothing called 5:30 baje band ho jayega. At 11:59 in the night, we are able to disburse money in the bank account of the borrower there. So that category is IT savvy, but has still not gone to that where they want to talk to a machine. They still want to talk to a call center executive and take all their answers in their language, because language plays a very important role.
So one flip side of all the information that you receive is data privacy. How do you manage that?
No, I think through technology, I am able to. Everything is through an OTP model.
Correct.
So customer is giving a consent. With his consent, I'm able to see his bank account. With his consent, I'm able to see his CIBIL score. With his consent, I'm able to see his property details or the valuation. And yes, data privacy is important. Customer also is very touchy about his particulars are not given to anybody else. More importantly, in the current environment, our regulator, Reserve Bank, is very particular about data privacy, KYC norms there. So yes, we have a technology. We have got LOS. We have purchased LMS technology. There's a team there. So we try and keep everything in control.
Okay.
Where, like I told you, our loan model is that mobile app. So our employee also do not have an access to this data. So he's
Correct.
only just a collecting data, but everything goes to my backend.
Okay.
And there we try and keep things in a much more controlled environment.
In the next segment, I really want to talk about the future of your company. I just want to understand um, where do you see Purple Finance a couple of, everybody normally says 5 and 7 years. I think today, every 2 years, the world is changing. So in the next 1 or 2 years, where do you see Purple Finance?
So when we started, we had a plan of becoming a bank because we have worked for larger bank. So we thought our plan or the whole organization is set up keeping in mind in small finance bank. So we feel by 2028, Purple will be a small finance bank. By that time, my net worth will be a very large net worth, book size. So the big picture, and not 5-year or a 10-year picture, 3 years from now, we will be a small finance bank, which will operate in smaller towns. We may not have branch in Delhi or Bombay there, but we will operate in Palanpur and Nasik and Wardha, that type of place. So small finance bank is a big picture plan. And I personally feel there is a huge change happening in our country. Cooperative bank segment is not in flavor or not in good book of regulator because of X amount of various reasons, political or XYZ. But at some point of time in next 5, 7, 10 years, the cooperative segment will shift to a small finance bank there. So the big picture is we will become a bank.
And what are the advantages of being a bank versus an NBFC?
Banks can borrow money.
Okay.
Banks. The biggest advantage of bank versus NBFC is a trust factor.
Okay.
So the consumer believes that I'm dealing with a bank, so sab kuch sahi rahega. So that's one. Second, when I'm a bank, I'm able to borrow money from the customer there. So I will borrow in a form of a saving account,
Correct.
current account, fixed deposit. So my cost of money comes down.
Correct.
And I'm able to lend also. So that time I may not lend at 22 or 23%. I may lend at 15% there. So the biggest advantage for a bank vis-a-vis NBFC is the cost, is the trust factor. And I'm able to do multiple things from the same customer. Today I'm doing only one thing. I'm giving him money. Tomorrow I can take his money also. I can give him transaction support. So tomorrow if he require a bank guarantee, letter of credit, locker facility, I'll be able to offer him a number of other things over and above giving him money as a loan there.
So given that you're so focused on the micro segment and the MSME segment, and our viewers are from the MSME space, what are the key things that you believe they need to do such that organizations like yours will make it'll be very difficult for you to refuse them money? So what is it that an MSME needs to do, or what is it that they should do to ensure that they can get better lending, faster lending, etc.? What are their learnings?
In a current environment, money is available to them. There are a lot many NBFC, fintech companies. Everybody wants to lend. Lot many platform wants to do backward integration and start offering lending products to them. My advice to these guys, which is common even to large corporate, is have a financial discipline. So if you are borrowing money for a specific reason, please use that money only for that reason. Because history says all the category, large corporate, builder, XYZ, if you are not disciplined in your usage of money, you will go for a toss. So we always tell these guys, and as a NBFC, I do not have control on his end use. But when we become a bank, we'll actually monitor whether the money is given for XYZ purpose, whether he has utilized that money for that XYZ purpose or not. So the one big message to all the borrowers is be disciplined in utilization of money. And second is do not over leverage. I have seen people, 3 महीना business अच्छा रहा तो लो, let me buy one more property, I'll start another branch there. So go slow on over leveraging there. So try and borrow just because money is available should not be the model of growth. If there is a business happening, you have reached peak at one place, try and do an expansion there.
As Purple Finance, do you also handhold them in their business decisions and things like that?
Not
when you're
exactly.
giving
Not as an
lending?
NBFC. When we become a bank, we'll be able to do it. So what we do just to monitor and use, I do not disburse 100% of money at one go.
Okay.
So I have given him a 6 lakh rupee loan. I tell him, take this 3 lakh, complete this part, then I'll give you the next loan there.
Okay.
So give him money in parts so that there is a discipline in utilizing the money.
So you put the checks and balances
Some
there.
checks and balances.
Okay. If you had to think about one innovation, and I'm not saying financial innovation, if you think about one innovation that will disrupt lending in the next, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years, what is that one disruption that you're expecting will happen in the space of lending?
Instead of saying the word disruption, one facilitation which can happen. As I told, account aggregator is the biggest initiative. Today, one customer, 10 bank account, 12-month detail is available in 1 minute time there.
Correct.
That also with an analysis. I guess one thing which is happening in our country is the digitalization of the land record. Still, India is not fully digitalized. 60-62% of the land records are digitalized. All property details of the customers are not in a digital form. My wish will be streamline relation between land record or a property record and charge creation. I give loan against property.
Correct.
So I have to mark my lien on that property. These two organizations are separate. And this leads to maybe malpractices. This leads to fraud, multiple borrowing by the same customer on the same property there. So I feel the way banks are now connected through an account aggregator, if property records and the SRO, what we call it, regulatory, if they can be linked, what we call it, tokenization.
Correct.
It will be so fast. You will see everybody in the country who owns a property will be able to borrow money for his business purpose there. So the biggest expectation, I'll not say disruption, biggest expectation will be if I can digitalize the property record of the country in toto and create a model where I just put a lien on that property and give him money, things will be very smooth.
Interesting. And so like you said, they have access to credit. Do you think that's also going to shift in the next couple of years, how they are getting access to credit? Because from what you've said so far, it seems like it's very easy for them to get access to credit.
Yeah.
So what do you think will change there? Will it become more difficult to get access to credit? Will it become more difficult to pay back because you have had such easy access to credit? What is it that's going to happen with access to credit?
No, the access to credit also leaves, there's a danger of over leveraging.
Correct.
So if you have an access to credit for 5 lakh for business, the same MSME guy will say, okay, let me borrow fridge also on credit. Let me take TV also on credit. Let me take bike also on credit. And then if he is caught into that circle where he's over leveraged. So what we do, there's a technical word, but we call it, we do the FOIR, FOIR, try and assess what is the fixed obligation commitment of a borrower.
Correct.
So if he's making 30,000 rupees per month, his FOIR should not be more than 15,000 rupees. We feel the moment he crosses 15,000, possibility is he will default somewhere. And these borrowers are not a single borrower. They take gold loan, bike loan,
Correct.
fridge loan. They have some construction car related, the business loan. So availability of credit, the biggest danger is they borrowing more and not having a discipline on the financial management.
Fine. Okay. Amitabh, there are so many more questions, but before I keep you here for the longest, let me ask you my last question for our conversation. What is your personal do big mantra that drives you every day as a leader?
When I leave home, I am, in my mind, I'm full of at least 20 things I have to do today. So the big single mantra is to make a bank where people should say, this is not built from a brand. This is built by professionals purely for next generation.
That's fantastic. And if you are therefore talking about the next generation, what is it that you will want to give as advice to young entrepreneurs, the next generation, who may want to come into the world of finance but get overwhelmed?
Don't get carried away by the glamour of permutation combination possible. Have a solid base. Finance as an industry will be there for generations there. Have discipline. You will make money, you will make name, and you will leave a legacy behind you for the next generation.
Thank you so much, Amitabh, for patiently answering all of my questions. It's been absolutely wonderful having you here on the Do Big podcast. And we hope and wish that we see a small bank from you very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.